It's been 10 years since I spoke to my mom. I guess their life is perfect without me. A mother, her 2 daughters, a neat little family I was never meant to be part of. My story begins before I was even born. My mother, Claire, met my father, Kwame, during a graduate program in the United States. He was charming, full of stories of Ghana, and seemed like someone who understood her in ways no one else could. They laughed together, dreamed together, and for a time, it felt like love could conquer everything. But during her pregnancy with me, everything changed. Claire discovered that Kwame had a family back home, a wife and 2 children he had never told her about. The betrayal struck like lightning. She had carried my life, her love, and her trust in him, only to realize that part of her joy had been built on a lie. Yet, she chose to keep me, determined to love the child who was already stirring inside her. When I was born, I was darker than my mother and my half-sisters. My features were different, unmistakably marking me as both her daughter and a product of another world. From the beginning, I felt the weight of that difference. In my mother's house, I was stared at, questioned, sometimes even pitied. Who are you really? People would ask, why don't you look like your sisters? My mother and sisters answered politely, but I could see the weariness in their eyes. They were tired of explaining, and I was tired of being explained. By 12 years old, the questions became unbearable. One evening, I finally exploded. Why do we have to explain everything about me? My small voice trembled with frustration and hurt. My mother tried to calm me, but I felt unseen. I realized that in my own home, I was still an outsider. I asked to go to my father in Ghana to escape, but to understand the part of me he carried. When I arrived, I met Emma, his wife. At first, Emma's eyes were sharp with suspicion. Why is she here? She asked herself, her chest tight with jealousy and hurt. She had known of my existence vaguely, perhaps as a rumor, but facing me, her husband's child from another woman, was nothing she had prepared for. There were awkward silences, tense meals, and a constant awareness that I did not belong. Anna struggled with resentment. I could feel it, though we did not speak of it. But slowly, her heart began to soften. She noticed my hesitance, my longing for belonging, the pain of a girl carrying a story she had no part in choosing. She saw the same vulnerability in me that her own children had once shown. One evening, she took my hand gently. You are Kwame's daughter. You are welcome here. You are my daughter too, if you will let me be. From that moment, a bond blossomed. AMA became the mother I needed, patient, nurturing, and fiercely protective. She celebrated my achievements, comforted me in tears, and shared stories of Ghanaian life, teaching me customs, language, and family values. She never tried to replace my mother, but she gave me a home where I could be fully loved. I met my father's children, my younger siblings, and, in Ama's warmth, I found the courage to love them as sisters, not rivals. I began to feel roots I had never known, a sense of family that was mine in ways I never imagined. Back at my mom's, the stares and repeated questions haunted me. I could not reconcile my 2 worlds. I chose silence. 10 years without speaking to my mother, telling myself I was giving her the peace of a perfect family without me disrupting it. It was AMA who finally helped me bridge the gap. She spoke with Claire, sharing the girl I had become, the love I carried for both her mother and father, and the years of distance that had not broken me. Slowly, carefully, the walls between us began to crumble. My mother and I reconciled, not perfectly, but with honesty, forgiveness, and a recognition of the complexity of our lives. In those years, I learned that love can be layered, messy, and still enough. I stitched together fragments of betrayal, acceptance, and cultural heritage into resilience. I learned to navigate the complexities of my birth, my difference, and my place in 2 worlds. Now, I understand something essential. Being the product of infidelity does not diminish me. Being different in my mother's house made me strong. Being part of my father's Ghanaian family, and being nurtured by AMA's love, gave me roots I never imagined. I am Maya. I belong, not because anyone else says so, but because I choose to.